What's up, guys? We're going to be talking today about one of the punches that a lot of people don't seem to know about, or if they do know about it, they always ask me at seminars, how do I throw this punch? So to break down the basics, we obviously have a straight punch, we have an uppercut, and we have a hook. But what about the overhand? How do you throw it? How do you set it up? How do you ultimately land it? Because this is a massive knockout punch and you want to know how to throw it. So the overhand punch is our topic for today. Alright guys, the overhand punch, that's what we're talking about right now. If this is a new punch for you, this is a perfect video. If you're familiar with it, but you want to know how to set it up properly or how to make sure you're landing it more, also perfect video for you. If you guys feel like you're going to enjoy it, give the video a like. If you haven't already, guys, get subscribed. Let's move on and let's talk very quickly about what we're looking for technique-wise when we throw this punch. So the first thing that we need to understand is the distance. A straight punch comes right down the middle and is our longest shot. A hook punch comes into the side, but we need to be much closer. The range for the overhand is somewhere in between. It doesn't always have to be. I mean, I can get away with throwing from way back here. I can also get away from throwing really tight, but ideally, in a perfect world, it's somewhere between this distance and this distance. So right about there. That's a great spot for me to throw this shot. Now the difference between the overhand and the hook is the spot I land the punch. When I throw my straight punch, I'm going to the nose. When I throw my hook punch, more or less, I'm coming to the side of the head. I can change that up by pulling the punch in a little bit, but what we're doing on an overhand, instead of coming straight or to the side, is we're finding a point in between the two. It's almost like I'm coming at a 45-degree angle. If a hook is 90, a straight punch is direct. The overhand is at a 45. Now you'll also note that my elbow is going to come exceptionally high. I don't want it down here. I want it right up behind the fist so that when I make impact on my target, all the weight can transition into my elbow and I don't end up getting my wrist completely destroyed from it. Now, like most punches, everything stems from the lower body. So the hips turn first, the shoulders follow, and then the punch can come last. When I throw the shot, most of the time, I'm aiming for right on the forehead, off to the side, right about there, or slightly below the eye. Those are the 2 points that I'm normally looking for. Now, because of my height, I'm not always aiming for the jaw. If you can land on the jaw, come in like that, that's fantastic too. But for myself, I have to bend pretty low to get there. So I'm always looking for high. And that leads us into our setups. I find it very hard to land the overhand to the jaw because most people are very good at keeping their hands right here. Their jaw's protected. But not everybody's good at catching their head up nice and high, keeping their hands all the way up and making sure their forehead is covered as well. Somebody's here. This is a perfect opportunity for me to throw the overhand. Very often when people lift to block a hook, they come up here. Or if they block a straight punch, they come here. Either way, that 45-degree attack coming into the forehead is open. So what I'm looking to do is to throw my shot, but I want to make sure the person's hands aren't just here. So one of the easiest ways to set this shot up is just to come down the middle, hope that they close their guard up or they lower their hands and then come right in to the forehead. Full speed, it would look something like this. Remember, the hips rotate. I come 1, 2, and then back again, 1, 2. This is a punch that I have been successful with. Even though I haven't scored the knockdown, I've definitely rocked people. I've definitely scored high on the damage card on the judges' scores. Now, defensively, the shot also works very well. If somebody throws at you and you can remember to get your head off the center line, you just have to bend your knees, drop slightly to the side, right away becomes a great counter punch. But if you want to be more advanced, you want to be more advanced than just throwing a jab out and coming with the overhand, you can start getting creative. You can do simple things like maybe jab down to the body to really try and draw that guy's hands down and then transition your weight up to the head. You can also work the kicks. If I'm touching here and I feel like the guy's getting too comfy dropping his hands and trying to catch my kick, I can lift for the fake and then drop in. Another fantastic transition is from a body hook because the way my body rotates leads me right into coming over. I can almost chop in different directions. Body shot, overhand, and just slice back and forward like that. So if I'm on Bob, I can come from overhand to body shot to overhand to body shot. So to set that up, you might do something like jab, cross high, come down low with the body shot, scare the guy, getting him to drop his elbows, and then come back to the head. I come from the outside, I'm moving around, I come 1, 2, 3, 4. And like most punches, if we want to do damage, we're not aiming to the target, we're aiming through the target. So especially on an overhand, I don't hit and pull, I hit and I follow through. Now the follow through is very important, but it can also lead to sloppy punches because I can easily overhand and have my hand come way down and get countered very easy. So very important when I throw my overhand that if I connect with something, I draw right back, and if I miss, I sweep through, I go, oh, I'm missing, and I draw right back. Even full speed. Right from here, if I come 1 through the miss, 1, 2, right back. 1, 2, right back. Not going 1, 2, and letting my hand draw low and across my body. It's here, miss, and then pull it right back as quick as possible. What makes the overhand so powerful? Why are so many fighters like Mike Zambiti so successful at scoring knockdowns? I think it's simply body mechanics. On the hook, you are very powerful, but it's harder to always find the opening because you're in that slightly tighter range. As I back up a little bit, it's hard to land a hook because my arm is straighter, but now when I bend and I'm catching them to the forehead, I'm still able to get that same mechanics of the powerful hook, but now I can land from that extra distance. And because I'm at that distance, I feel like people are a little looser with their hands and it's a little easier to catch them. Whereas when we're in tight, when we're crushed together, people are very often here. They step back and people relax. So utilize all the same mechanics of a hook punch, but also drop your weight. You drop your weight off your lead leg, bending off the lead leg, and then obviously as well off the back, but the lead one's really important. It's not just shifting my weight to the back foot. Both knees drop, and I throw my shot to get my entire torso, my entire legs, my entire shoulders, and gravity on my side a little bit to drop all that power. When you put everything together on the overhand, it is amazing technique to score those knockdowns or to land those big shots. So play around with this shot, guys. It's definitely not something to be neglected. Most people focus on hook, straight punch, uppercut, but they forget about the overhand. I wouldn't trying to work an overhand off your lead arm. I'd say it needs to come off your back. You need to have all that body mechanics into it to score that big power. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you haven't already, get subscribed. Train hard, guys, and I'll see you back here soon for another video.